What's up, guys? We're taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on PrizePicks, coming off of yet another banger day yesterday. We are currently on a 7-1 run, cashing both plays in yesterday's video. So that means 3 out of the last 4 days I have swept these video plays, but it's a brand new day and I'm looking to cash yet again today. But this video applies to PrizePicks, but also sports books and other player prop sites out there. So this video is for everybody. But if you want to join PrizePicks right now, the link is down in my description below, and using code DOMG gets you a 100% deposit match up to $100. And now is the best time to join, because right now today we have Patrick Mahomes on the board at a free square at half a passing yard. We're going to dive into today's slate. And by the way, that 7-1 run isn't just for these videos too, because we are actually on a 21-7 run over on my Patreon. That is 75%, 21-7. That's between like the last 5 days, I think it's been. So the Patreon link is down in my description below. We're getting like 30 members a day, over 500 members that are in there. And we had this slip yesterday, which was my 6 plays here in the risk-free $20. This would have won $500, but 2 players got caught on the hook. Sengun barely went over with, I think, less than a minute left. He barely went over by 1, and Bogdanovic, he sold by 1 point. So yeah, 2 hooks yesterday. Did not feel too great, but still was a really, really good day yesterday. Obviously, there were more plays than just that 6-pick flex, and it was yet again a profitable day. But before we hop in, let's take a look at a full breakdown of that Patreon. If you are interested in seeing every single one of my plays, check out the Patreon. The link is down in the description below. There are 3 different tiers. There's NFL, NBA, and all sports. With access to the Patreon, you guys get every single play that I play, on top of these plays being ranked by confidence level and write-ups to go with every single prop that I post. Once again, the link is down in the description below, so check it out. So the link is down in my description below if you do want to check that out. And one final thing before we do go ahead and hop into these player props. If you want to research player props like me, check out this DGF Fantasy Optimizer that I will be using in today's video. This is the DGF Optimizer. This tool is for PrizePicks, Underdog, FanDuel, and DraftKings, which can be used for plenty of different sports. This is the NBA PrizePicks Optimizers, and they take projections from PrizePicks and compare it to sites like FanDuel, DraftKings, or MGM. And DGF even gives you percentage of odds to hit. Even before I was partnered with DGF, I genuinely use this tool every single day. So if you want to check this out, there are plenty of different membership options. The link is down in my description below, and using that link does help me out. I really do use that tool every single day, but let's go ahead and hop in and talk about these plays. So make sure you tilt your risk, look into these a little bit more on your own, and always do your own research. Make sure you subscribe with post notifications on so you do not miss future videos. Let's hop in. First player prop here is going to be Kawhi Leonard over 25.5 points. He's averaging 26.8 in his last 5 games here. I think this one will bump. I do also like him at 26.5 also. I think it's a pretty decent spot for him. I'm also going to look into his first half, but I've been able to grab him at 25.5. Patreon members are able to grab him at 25.5. This has been on the Patreon for probably about an hour now. And you should also be able to grab this if you do want to, if you have your post notifications on. So let's go ahead though and hop in and take a look at Kawhi Leonard. So this game here is going to be at 7 o'clock tonight. He's going to New York. It's a 3.5 point spread with a 220.5 over under. Nothing too crazy there. This game hopefully should not blow out though with a 220.5 over under. Still should be a pretty solid look, man. So let's take a look at the small forward and their points per game that they're allowing to the small forward, or the Knicks, and how they match up against the small forward. Because we're going to take a look at the matchup, then we're going to dive in, take a look at the hit rate, the odds, and things like that. So the Knicks are allowing the second most points per game to the small forward this season. So a really good matchup. And if you take a look at the last 7 games, they don't get much easier, man. I mean, they're allowing 23.49 points per game in the last 7 games to the small forward. So they're a really, really good matchup for the small forward this season. And on top of it, if you take a look at how good Kawhi Leonard has been and how many minutes he's been getting, coming off of that injury, you know, he started out pretty slow. He's only playing like 23 minutes, 30 minutes, but he's getting like full minutes now. These last 3 games, he's played 38 plus minutes. So he's been getting a lot of minutes. He did have a pretty tough matchup against Milwaukee where he only shot 26%. Otherwise, he was scoring 32, 33, 27, 25 points. So I really like the spot a lot here for Kawhi Leonard. I think he goes over his points yet again in what should be a really good matchup against the New York Knicks. But let's take a look even further into this prop, because he's been over this in 7 out of his last 10 games. He's actually a minus 145. So you take a look at the DGF Fantasy Optimizer here for NBA PrizePicks. He's at minus 145 on DK, yet he's at 25.5 still on PrizePicks. Usually this gets bumped. It's really, really good odds for it being on the PrizePicks board, and they give him a 54.62% chance of hitting right there. He's like a minus 130 on MGM, minus 137 on Caesars, minus 150 on Bovada, minus 142 on Pinnacle. But let's take a look though at Kawhi Leonard just a little bit more, because when he has those 35 plus minutes that he should be seeing, he's actually over this in 67% of games this season. So he's been seeing 35 plus minutes pretty consistently. If you take a look at how much he's had 35 plus minutes in all but one of these last 8 games it looks like. and he's been over this in 67%. So I love the spot for him. He's in a really good matchup, 67% with 35 plus minutes. So if those minutes are there, I think this has a really good chance of hitting, but that's my opinion, and that is currently my favorite player prop on the board right now. I still have a second player prop that we're going to talk about in today's video, but a really simple breakdown right there for Kawhi Leonard. It's a really good matchup, and he has been great lately. That's pretty much my reasoning for Kawhi, and I don't think he's going to fail me today, man. Now let's dive into player prop number 2. Let's go over to the rebound category and scroll down just a little bit until I find Nikola Vukovic over 11.5 rebounds. He's averaging 11.2 in his last 5, but has been pretty damn good in his last 3 games with 13, 14, and 12 rebounds in his last 3. He's facing Portland today, who are without Jusuf Nurkic. So without Nurkic, that's who Portland's not going to have today. It's a 5-point spread and a 234 over-under. He's going to be at home going against Portland. Listen to my breakdown and listen to why I like this prop. So if you take a look at the rebounds per game that Portland's allowing this season, they're actually allowing the 10th least amount of rebounds per game. The center to the or just to the center. Also, by the way, Nurkic is going to be out in this one. But if you take a look at the last 7 games and how many rebounds Portland has been allowing, they're allowing the most rebounds per game in the last 7 games. I think this could also be a good matchup for maybe like his PRA or maybe his points plus rebounds, because they're also allowing the most points per game to the center in the last 7 games. So they've just been a really good matchup. And again, on top of this, they're going to be without Jusuf Nurkic in this game. So this game should not blow out. It's a 5-point spread with a 234 over under. There's a lot that I really do like about this prop. And just to top it off, we'll take a look at the odds first. He's a minus 125 on DK. He's minus 128 on FanDuel. Pretty much minus 125 across the board. He's favored over on pretty much everywhere. You even get his under at plus odds. So they're really favoring his over pretty much on every book. Also 52.48% per DGF right there. So Nikola Vukovic game log, let's take a look at this right here. So he's actually been over this in quite a few games this season. He's been over this in 12 of his last 16 games. 12 out of his last 16, he has been over. So it looks pretty damn good right there. He's also been over this, and by the way, if we take a look at his game log home, he's actually been over this in 7 out of his last 8 home games. So he's been really, really good at home this season. So the only game he went under was actually on the hook against OKC. Probably should have been over against a team like OKC, but he still fell on the hook on that one. But he's been really, really good at home this season. So he's been really good at home. There's no Nurkic, and they're giving up the most rebounds per game to the center in the last 7 games. So it looks pretty damn good to me right here. Also, if you take a look at his game log versus Portland, you can see what he did last season against them, where he had 14 rebounds. He's been over this in 3 out of his last 4. That's actually dating back to Orlando. We don't even take a look at him back in his Orlando days. But his last time with the Bulls, he had 14 rebounds. So that was in 32 minutes. So pretty damn good amount of minutes too, to having 14 rebounds. So I like the spot a lot here for Vukovic. Again, I've said it like 3 times, but no Nurkic in this game. He's going to be at home, where he's been really, really good this season. So it seems to be a really good matchup, especially in the last 7 games too, for Nikola Vukovic in this game here. So I really love the spot here for Vukovic, and I'm hoping that he can pull through for me today. So those are going to be my 2 player props for today's video. Nikola Vukovic over 11.5 rebounds, and Kawhi Leonard over 25.5 points. Really hoping to make this a 9-1 run in these videos. But otherwise, it is a 21-7 run over on my Patreon, where the link is down in my description below, and a 7-1 run in these videos. Oh, by the way, bonus play at the end here. I'm really tempted to do this, but Giannis's under 16.5 first half points look very, very good. Unders on superstars are very, very tough. And it's against Miami, who Giannis has been really bad in the past against. I love Giannis. I'm a Bucks fan. I love Giannis with all my heart, man, but I'm really tempted to take his under 16.5 first half points. I don't think he's ever been over against Miami, maybe once or twice, but he went under this in every game last season. He had under 10 points, 10 first half points in every game against Miami last season. So this is a really tough one for me. I'm kind of leaning pretty hard on Giannis's under 16.5 first half points. Just letting you know that a little bit of a bonus like lean at the end of the video right there. Patreon link is down in my description below. PrizePicks link is down in my description below. And this amazing tool right here, the DGF Optimizer. Seriously, before I was even partnered with them, man, I use this every single day for like 2 months straight. Absolutely vital to me in my research. Link is down in my description below if you want to research player props kind of like how I do. So that is available if you are interested in that. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hoping to make this a really, really good run yet again. And I will see you guys in the very next video. Peace out, boys. Thank you guys for watching, and best of luck tonight.